Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be using my new sketchbook. It's a Talent Art Creation sketchbook and it's one of my favorite ones. I'm going to be doing in creative journal / illustrative journal just to document my life because I think that writing in a diary can be too overwhelming for me sometimes, so drawing it will be better. Well, it'd just be a better experience. For this sketchbook, I really wanted to explore my everyday life. I usually keep a journal and I write things that happen in my daily experiences, but sometimes I feel that it can be a little overwhelming for me and I'm more comfortable doing art, so I decided to use this sketchbook for these illustrative diaries, I guess. And here, for this specific layout, my car kind of broke down in a way. I own a blue Mini Cooper, and she's a little old. She's from 2009, but I love her so much, and she's so cute. But we've always struggled with some of the issues that just come with Mini Coopers over time, and I recently was driving her and she just started smoking really badly, and so that's what I am drawing about today. And so here's me drawing just the overall car and things my mother said, because it's been a long ride, but since then it's very sad, but she has been overheated and I don't know what's gonna happen about that. But I decided to journal about it, and I do really like this art style. I've never really tried to do some comic doodling, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought that it was very I could elaborate a lot with my drawings, and I kind of liked how simple it was. It made it really easy to get my ideas on paper. And yeah, as you may or may not know, I haven't posted in a year, maybe? I don't know. And it's not that I don't have videos, I've just been in severe art block to the point where I've not wanted to draw. And I think it's because I was so focused on putting my art in galleries. So I recently graduated high school, and I'll put a little clip of that too. But during my high school experience, I did a lot of acrylic painting, and a lot of those paintings were put in art galleries. And I think that over time, I began to realize what these art galleries really want to see and what wins awards. And so I started to adapt my art to those expectations, and I haven't been fulfilled with what I've been making, and I think that's why my motivation and my determination, all that stuff, has depleted, because I didn't have things that I actually wanted to draw anymore. So this sketchbook hopefully will help me get back into the rhythm of creating art that I actually enjoy, and I want to learn more because of it. Little drawings every day can just help you feel capable and feel accomplished, even if it's small aspects of everyday life or little doodles. It's still considered art, and so I think that doing these drawings every day will help me feel more comfortable in my art and be able to post more. I also realized that I had too many ideas. I thought too much about this whole YouTube channel, and it kind of consumed me in a way, to the point where I felt stuck almost. And now that I've come back, I've really focused on creating things I enjoy and not sticking to one thing, so I can experiment outside of whatever expectation or goal that I set for myself. I think that when I just make whatever I want. I feel more free, and I can create anything that I want. And so that's what I'm doing here. And I'm most likely going to create like a whole series about illustrative journaling, and just do different doodles and stuff, and almost like draw with me, because I enjoyed this quite a lot, and I'm going to keep doing this. I also want to share this gift that my grandparents gave me, and it's a Crayola speaker. I didn't even know they make these, but it's the coolest thing ever. It's literally a speaker, but it looks like a Crayola crayon. Oh my god, it's so great. I love it. Back to the drawing. For these pens, I'm not using microns. I'm using, wait, let me check. I can't say this. Staedtler pigment liner. I think it's in 0.8. I really like thick pens. They're so fun. But for this sketchbook, I really wanted to utilize watercolors, which I haven't used in so long. I've had so much fun with watercolors, but I never use them because I'm always in a rush, and I don't know why I'm always in a rush, but I am. And so using the watercolor, even though it's really quick and it dries really quick, I just always have to be hyper aware of where I'm placing it, because it might smear or it might get ruined. And while I was using this, I actually found it better for me because I was more intentional about where I put it. And I think with other markers and stuff, I'm less intentional, and I'm always rushed when I do art, honestly. And I think that this using watercolor and lining it really slowed me down. I usually don't do line art in my digital art or my sketches. So doing that for this one, going straight in with pen, made me slow down and actually make meaningful decisions. And I think that really helped with my overall art process and flow. And so I have to try this again sometime, because it was actually so fun, because I didn't overthink too much. I just kind of did it, and it was already done, and then I would regret it later if I messed up. But I think that it really showed me how much I could be intentional about my lines and everything like that. So I think it made a good impact. When I was thinking about making this video, I was trying to find other people that might have made illustrative journals in the past, and so I was researching quite a lot, and I realized that a lot of people don't post about it. And I know that many people are probably doing these types of journals on a regular basis because it's so common, and I've been around people who have done it in the past. That's what inspired me. But doing more research, I realized that a lot of people don't post about it, and so I was like, oh well, I might as well post one if I'm gonna start doing it in my sketchbook. And I think that while I was looking, I did come across a couple videos about these types of journals, journaling your everyday life, that I was really inspired by them. And I think it was because the artwork's so simple, almost a doodle, and there's no pressure for it to look good. And so it became a really big inspiration for me. So I hope that I can inspire someone else, because I genuinely think everyone should do this. It's just so fun and silly. Since we're getting more into the watercolor stage, I'm gonna talk more about my graduation. So basically, I've never been to a graduation before, and so this was my first time ever experiencing any form of a graduation, and it happened to be my own. But it was genuinely so fun. We got to sit wherever we want during graduation, and so I think that was very important and meaningful to me, because I got to sit with friends who have been with me through all 4 years of high school. And I think I will have a fond memory of it looking back. It made the overall experience of graduation really fun, and honestly, when I got on stage, everything happened so fast. It felt like my life flashed before my eyes. I literally didn't know what was happening, and I just remember being so happy because I was around people that I enjoyed being with. But I do think that it was a little crazy afterward when once everyone finished, because we have a really huge class. I think we have 500 kids, and our school is it's like small, I guess, for the district, but we had 500 kids in our graduating class, and it didn't go that slow. I thought it would take a long time for them to say everybody's name, for them to walk up, but it was actually really fast. And next thing I know, we're walking out, and there was a swarm of families outside of the arena waiting for the kids to come out. And it felt like a mosh pit. Genuinely, it felt like you were being smushed. And so I tried to escape, but it was really difficult. And I think that's the only downfall or downside of having it in a smaller arena, a smaller place, because it can be really compact. But overall, it was very nice and very fun. I'm just like excited that I got to graduate, but I'm kind of sad that I won't be able to see my friends in school anymore. But I am going to start college for a fine arts degree, so I'm kind of excited about that. But I'm also worried because as much as I love school and love meeting people, it can be really overwhelming for me at times. So I have to figure that out. But here I'm just doing watercolor, and honestly, this kind of reminds me of like books. I love children's book, and it's actually a class that I'm going to take in college, but I love children's books, and I think this type of art really resonates with me because I'm so connected to children's books, especially ones when I was little. And so I think that's also what heavily inspired me, and I think that's why this was so fun for me, this whole process. Finally, this is my last drawing / watercolor piece in this video, and it's just of my car in the front, just what it looks like. I really love my car, and I don't want to part with it. I don't know if it'll come to that point, but if it does, it's just like she did the best she could, and it's okay. But I did want to draw what she looks like, and she's a blue Mini Cooper 2009, and I got her used. Actually, I got her used from Facebook Marketplace from this girl, and I don't know, she was going off to college, so she needed to sell it, and I was so thankful because I love Mini Coopers, and my mom has always had a Mini Cooper, and so I've always wanted one when I was little. And they always have problems though, but always like later on, if they're older, they have problems, and they're BMW, so they're harder to take care of. But I do genuinely love the style because a lot of the newer cars that they're making are more modern, almost looking like spaceship-esque, like very geometric, very sharp, angular, like not my vibe at all. And I really want a cute car, and having this car was so fun, and I love it so much because I feel that it represents me in a fun way, and it's just outwardly expressive to the world. And all my friends are like, Gia, your car matches you so well. And I love that fact. I love that people see the car and then see me and are like, that's her car. Like, that's cool. But yeah, hopefully everything will go well and I can keep her. But until then, here's the drawing. Thank you all for watching. I know that I've been gone for a long time, and I'm so thankful that you guys are watching, because I just want to get back into art, and I think that in doing these videos I will eventually get there. Thank you.